Welcome back. At the end of the previous part, we finished off Act 2 on Lloyd's route. I wanted to continue with Lloyd's route, but we can't. We need to do Rufus's route, so let's see what's going on over here. Yep. March 17th, midnight. Oh, it's a 9 volley. Bobcat. Hey, Missy.
You were quite punctual.
You bet.
So why is Jingo helping out you guys?
Sup, and welcome aboard the Argo, the vessel of Nine Valley's new high-speed transport service.
Did they simply hire the services of 9 Valley?
Our pilot is a child.
We might have been better off on the ground.
I'll have you know that I'm a licensed pilot. And that's real rich coming from you guys. You look like a bunch of kids about to go on a picnic with their daddy to me.
Ooh, we got burned.
Phew. But boy, did I not see your daddy's ID coming. Who knew my mystery client would turn out to be our former Governor General, Rufus Alberea? Oops. What, do you prefer Supreme Leader now?
Oh wait, it's Rufus!
Please, if I knew I'd be repeating myself so soon, I would have gathered my audience. That title is not mine.
But then...
I'm confused. Who's Rufus?
Yeah, people keep asking who's Rufus, but no one asks, where is Rufus?
That's this guy's real name. C was a nickname. So it's Rufus, huh? I think it's much cuter than C. I give it 85 points! Ooh, he kicked your butt, S.
Why would I care when I don't even get what criteria she's basing these on?
So are you famous then, Rufus? Everyone seems to know who you are. He's not just famous, he's super famous. He's the elder son of House Alberea, one of the 4 great houses of Erebonia, and he became Crossbell's first Governor General. Together with the Empire's Chancellor and Crown Prince, he led the country to all-out war. But then he got arrested after it ended. That's all the big common knowledge stuff, but trust me, I know all about the skeletons in his closet. Wow, you're so smart, Nadia.
Is knowing part of handling the unpleasant side of things?
Wow, you're so smart, Rufus.
The sarcasm.
Can she try not to stir up trouble with him?
Yeah, well, he's apparently not done making a name for himself. Because 3 days ago, he busted himself out of jail so he could lead a load of black-clad soldiers into Crossbell and occupy it again. Then he declared himself the new Supreme Leader, and claimed he was carrying on the late Chancellor Osborne's will. And you're saying that wasn't you? Yeah, hang on. You were in Crossbell yesterday and at noon today making statements. When do you have the time to go to Heimdall? He couldn't have been at this Crossbell, like you said. He's been with us the entirety of today and yesterday. Then that means... So there are 2 Rufus Albereas, or more like. One of you's a fraud? So it seems. I have no interest in making a public show of him being one, mind you. But I am the genuine Rufus Alberea. On that you have my word. I guess I believe you. Even if Crossbell mistakes the other guy for the real deal, your brother would be able to tell the difference. Can't say I even care. I'm just in it for the mirror. Speaking of, I thought the Erebonian government seized all your assets. How are you going to pay your fare? I've long kept my assets spread out in the event something like this were to happen. What the government seized is a mere fraction of what I own. You really do prepare for anything, huh? Phew, I was worried we were duped into doing charity work for a sec. Well, we've come this far. I think it's about time you started filling in the blanks. About what exactly? You. We don't plan to call things off just because we know who you are now. But you've got to admit that you're not an average guy, and that means being around you is a huge risk on our part. I think you owe us a more thorough explanation on what you were up to before we met and what you're after now. It's the least you can do if we're going to keep working together. Very well. I'd intended to do as much, from the very beginning anyway. You'll have to understand the full scale of our situation before we advance to the next stage. Oh. Rufus's tone remained flat as he recounted recent events. It began late at night on March 14th when Auroch's fort in the Kritsin province fell under attack. This was the work of the Ebon Defense Force, who were there to aid the Crossbell division of the Imperial Defense Force in their escape. Upon freeing the IDF from the underground cells, they continued on to another cell in that same fort, Rufus Albareas. Yet their aim was not to free their former leader, but to assassinate him. Oh. Rufus deftly turned the tables against them while also managing to extract a wealth of information, even if their knowledge lacked the finer details. He learned that they had abducted Prince Olivert and would be executing a major operation in less than 24 hours. He also learned of a small suitcase that the EDF wished to find with great urgency. Sensing trouble brewing in the wake of Crossbell's liberation, Rufus then resolved to escape to better assess the situation at hand. The next day, March 15th, was no less eventful. An imposter using Rufus's name and face as his own stormed Crossbell's signing ceremony and declared it occupied once more. This information, paired with intelligence gathered to suggest further trouble brewing in Heimdall, helped the real Rufus ascertain his next objective. He issued a statement claiming to be the prince's abductor to lure Class 7 to the Imperial capital. And following that, he set his sights on Auroch's Canyon to take this enigmatic case the EDF was so desperately seeking. You know the rest, of course. Wow. You've been a busy boy, huh? Well, I had been cooped up in the cell for half a year. I had plenty of pent-up energy eager to be spent. To continue, it's clear that the actions of the EDF and my spurious self were planned to the letter. I imagine a multitude of events these past months have been part of their grand scheme, not just the recent attack on the city. The post-war occupation, the occupiers electing to ignore my calls to surrender, and even the city's liberation a month ago. If this fake Rufus is pulling the strings here, you being around's only gonna be one big headache for him. Think it's possible you being locked up in the same place as the IDF was intentional? I would assume so. Everything about it right down to my assassination attempt. And that in itself was just a small part of something much greater. Then, what are you planning to do about it? You sound like you got a pretty good idea of what you're up against. So what does the real Rufus want? I have two goals. The first is to eliminate the imposter who seeks to use my name for ill. Makes sense if it means them being around equals people trying to kill you. The second is to settle a past debt. Oh? Crossbell's current status traces its origins to the war that ended not long ago. He wants to free Crossbell. I, the primary member of the Ironbloods, was one of the two who led the charge in that war, the other being the very man who I revered as a father, the late Chancellor. Having made this mess, it falls to me to clean it up. The Ironbloods are an awful loyal bunch. I also feel a certain degree of responsibility toward Crossbell as its former Governor General. Let me see if I've got my head around this. In short, you want to rectify Crossbell's situation and fix whatever's going on in Erebonia. That sum it up right? That would be the end result, yes. You know, that's a lot to expect for people to pull off. Thus why I never specified it being us to achieve that end result. There's no reason it has to be us who faces our enemies. Confronting evil and overcoming it with heart and willpower is best suited to heroes, not villains like myself. like Reen and his friends whom we fought earlier, and their SSS counterparts in Crossbell. No need to imitate what they have perfected. Works for me. Doesn't feel like our style. What we can do is learn the truth behind these myriad occurrences in our own way. And we can start with the very valuable clue we happen to have in our possession. Yeah. What is it? Why are you all staring at me? You're just so cute that we can't help ourselves. Really? I see. That makes perfect sense. To be admired is the destiny of a masterpiece. Gaze upon me to your heart's content. It's hard for me to picture a doll being the key to unraveling all that's going on. It's weird, yeah. And her not remembering anything makes it that much harder. Got any plans for tackling that one, boss? I just so happen to have a question for you two regarding that very issue. Jörg Rosenberg was her manufacturer and the man who requested that she be delivered to me. But how did he know you were going to be called to see at that point? Well, technically, yeah. Now that our work in Heimdall is done, I was hoping to visit him in person. But your hesitant responses tell me that may not be possible. Has something befallen him? No, he's fine. It's just not much would be gained by going to see him. Why? He's the one who gave us the job, but he specified that he was just an intermediary. My guess is that whoever had him give us the job is also the one who got him to make her. Mainly because he didn't seem to know much more than we do right now. Huh. Interesting. I see. Then our only choice is to aid her in recovering her memories after all. I assume you don't know where you were originally crafted? I wish I did, but I'm afraid not. I've got a place we can start at least. Jörg didn't directly deliver the case to us. He said to pick it up from the Moon Temple. The Moon Temple? Okay, so that's why they wanted to visit the Moon Temple in that daydream. He must have hidden it there before hightailing it out of Crossbell. It'd be a safe bet to say she was made there or close to there. Almost certainly the Rosenberg studio on the Mines Mountain path then. Sounds about right. We passed it on the way to the temple, but didn't go inside. A wise decision. If the Meister hid the case elsewhere, then the studio has been compromised in some manner, I'm sure. We still do not know if her memory loss was unintended or deliberate. But danger or no, it's possible that we'll find something to ease her current predicament. So we know where we're going then? Our course was always going to lead to Crossbell. The timing is apt. We may as well go now. But how are we going to get in when the borders are so well protected? Fear not, but I have a plan, though it will require some preparation. I'll need your participation in order for it to work, but the details can wait. For now, rest well, children. Light in the dark. I was getting so sleepy while they talked, but I feel wide awake now. Perhaps I'll tour the ship and see what everyone is up to, and do the rounds. Alright, so what we got around here then? There's a drum of some kind. Alright, let's go see these two. Hey, Lapis. Is she asleep? Sure is. That's a shame. I wanted to play with her. Sorry to disappoint, but let her rest, okay? She always wants to sleep, so today's been a long, rough one for her. Does she normally sleep a lot? That's an understatement. She spends most of our off days out like a light. She's even fallen asleep in the middle of combat. Really? That's not a good thing to do. Has she ever been to a doctor to fix it? Oh no, she's not sick, just very laid back. It makes life a real pain sometimes though, let me tell you. It sure does. But she's my partner, and there's no one else I'd rather depend on when it counts. Besides, I swore to protect her in my brother's place. I intend to honor that for the rest of my life. Are you and her brother different or the same? I'm finding it hard to wrap my mind around the idea of siblings. Let me put it like this. How would you feel if Jörg Rosenberg were to make another doll exactly like you? If they were exactly like me, they would be perfect. The world being blessed with more perfect things to admire is a good thing. Well, what if the other doll wasn't as cute, pretty, strong, or emotive as you are? What if others called them a failure? There isn't any such thing as a Rosenberg that's also a failure. But if by some chance that were to happen, I'd be very annoyed to hear others speaking of them that way. There you go then. That's how siblings are. Do you think Rufus would be annoyed if he heard something like that about his brother? That's who that boy we saw before is, right? Beats me. I don't know the first thing about what goes on in that guy's head. So it's a mystery. Yeah. Anyway, you should try and get some rest while we have the chance, assuming dolls need rest anyway. Okay, thank you, Swin. What's up? I thought you'd be asleep by now. I'm not tired yet. Say, why don't you give me a neat bedtime story? Like what? You're, kinda putting me on the spot. Okay then, why don't you tell me about your swords then? They're neat enough. I like the way you can take them apart and put them back together. Yeah, they've got a pretty unique mechanic to them. When they're apart, I mark my targets to hit them dead on without a problem. Then I put them together so I can really lay into them for a ton of damage. They're more like special orbments than weapons if you want to be nitpicky with it. Sounds a little too complicated for me, but you sure look amazing when you use them. I think your axe is cool too, by the way. I don't know how you swing that hulking thing around like it's light as a feather. Just what kind of crazy technology does Rosenberg put in his dolls? Now I should take it slow and tear you limb from limb. Or should I give you a delectable dollop of poison to make it nice and quick? Nadia's dreams are so colorful. I promise us that we'll always be together. Oh dear. Alright, up we go. Continue the rounds.
I wonder what it's like to have a sibling. Do I have any out there?
You probably do. Look at the mishies around. Is it just the two, though? Is there a secret third Mishi hiding somewhere? Also, I have a thought of, can we? Yeah, we can't go to the Reverie garden/corridor at this point. Okay. Well, if it isn't my little customer, you want something? I just felt the urge to tour the ship. And you're hardly big. I'm still bigger than you. I come to think of it, I haven't introduced myself to you yet now, have I? The name's Jingo. If there's anything you want your hands on, you just give me a holler. I'm Lapis. Nice to meet you, Lapis. By the way, you're not human, right? Indeed I am not. I'm a proud Rosenberg doll. Really? Huh. The world's full of surprises. You don't look surprised to me. When you're in my line of work, you meet all kinds of folks. You're not the first unusual customer I've had. I'm not? Your job sounds very interesting. You know what else would be interesting? Mods. Could I interest you in a Gatling gun for an arm or eyes that'll let you shoot lasers out of them? I'll give you a pretty discount. You can do all that? It'd be worth a shot. I agree that it would be interesting, but none of it sounds as beautiful as my current design, so I'll kindly pass. No big. If you change your mind, you know where I am. I certainly do. Anyway, it's about time for Cerberus's lesson. Cerberus! He's a good boy. What's his lesson about? Being the strongest god dog around. Well, now I've got to know. What does that take? So far, I've had him help with the cleaning and running my shop, but today he's getting pointers on flying this baby. He's gotta be able to navigate anything life throws at him, and that includes a steering wheel. Woof, woof. Okay then, first I need you to plop yourself on top of my seat. Wait, is this gonna work? I guess as long as your front paws can reach the wheel, it's all good. You can do this, Cerberus. Good boy. Hang on a minute. I wasn't gonna butt in at first, but I can't keep my mouth shut after what I just heard. Oh yeah, what's that? Maybe the whole idea of trying to teach a dog to fly this airship? Still not hearing what the problem is. How's he supposed to learn if he doesn't take the wheel? All of that is a problem. You're trying to make a dog transcend the limits of the canine species. Come on, now you're just exaggerating. But you're welcome to tune in on his lesson if you want. What part of what I said makes you think, I just had a dream where the whole airship fell out of the sky. Where are you, S? Comfort me. Anyway, we're paying for this flight, so if you want to attempt the impossible, do it on your own time. We'd like to live for the landing, if you please. Woof? Ah, fine, you're one tough customer.
Cerberus is so cute! I hope I can pet him later on.
Try now. I'm sorry, what was that? You're trying to say that I'm adorable, aren't you? Well, of course I am. I'm a Rosenberg doll. But don't worry, you're adorable too. Woof indeed. What's up? You changed your mind about that body mod? Not exactly, I was just curious. How much could you upgrade if I really asked you to? Can't say without getting my hands dirty, but I bet if you really wanted to, we could probably get all your parts swapped out. Guessing we'd have to call in a specialist though, on account of how obviously, well, special you are. Oh, I see, thanks I guess. What brought this on anyway? Well, I was thinking earlier, if I exchange my parts, would I still be me afterwards? Oh, here we go. Don't be silly. It'd take a lot more than changing out some nuts and bolts for you to turn into someone different. But what if we took out a lot of parts? What if I asked you to replace everything and there wasn't a single piece of me left from before? Could you still say that I'm the same person then? That I'm still Lapis Rosenberg? You're asking some pretty big-headed scratches, Dolly. You got the wrong gal for that kind of philosophical conversation. Let me ask you this. At the end of the day, does it really matter? I don't know. That's what I want to figure out. Ooh, I like that response.
I'm afraid this side of the deck is occupied. You'll have to sleep elsewhere.
I wasn't planning to sleep out here.
Oh? Then what's brought you outside?
I wanted to go stargazing. What about you?
I wanted to take in the night air.
Since we're both here, there's something I'd like to ask.
What is it?
I know that you're a famous man, but are you a good man or a bad man?
Bad, though that would be putting it mildly.
So very bad?
Very, very bad. I have used anything and everything to advance my interests, be it titles, fame, or even those pure of heart. There is little point in feigning a moral compass when human lives hold no value to me, or acting chivalrous when all that does is hinder me.
Do you still feel that way?
I do. I'm using you, Swin and Nadia, to bring my designs to fruition, am I not? I'm also using those we met in the capital, like my brother.
None of that sounds like something someone good would do, yes. You really are a very bad man.
I'm glad we could come to an understanding. So, armed with that knowledge, what do you intend to do?
Am I supposed to do something?
I suppose a doll has no reason to care if a human is good or evil.
Being a doll has nothing to do with it. But were you hoping I would admonish you? Or perhaps comfort you?
Of course not.
Okay, then I still intend to do nothing. Whether I praise you for your deeds as a hero, or chastise you for your misdeeds as a villain, it won't change you at your core. You are who you are.
Just how does humanity look through your lens for you to think in such simple terms?
Her thoughts are interesting, though.
I don't know. I can't answer that when I'm still learning about what it means to be human. All I can say is, I don't see if you're good or bad, where you're from, or how you were raised. I don't see what you've done or haven't done, what you possess or what you lack, because none of those are what make you exist as a person. So it can't be that you suddenly don't exist just because someone decides to reject those parts of you.
That's quite a philosophical approach to the matter. Or perhaps that objective thinking is the most one of artificial intelligence can fathom.
I don't know. How could I know? Just to me, being is what makes a human a human.
Perhaps you're right.
And so, it's what makes you, you.
Perhaps you're right.
Oh.
I don't remember the exact moment I began to search for meaning in my life.
Okay, where's this going?
My father elected to raise me as his own son, irrespective of the fact I was born because his wife laid with another man. He did so with the same ease he rejected his flesh and blood because he was born from a common woman. When I learned the truth, I finally understood that House Alberea wanted me not as a human being, but as a product of noble blood. It was so hard to bear that it made me sick. Was that all? Was that the only reason I existed? I refused to accept it. I couldn't take it. And as I turned my eyes from this terrible truth, a new, more terrible thought dawned upon me. If that was not the reason I existed, then what was? That was when I met him. It is said we seek that which we do not have. Through him, I sought the father I never had. I convinced myself that if I did as sons do and became more than he ever was, then I would understand the real reason for my existence. And there it was. At last, I had a goal, something to pursue. I stopped at nothing to make that goal a reality. There was no effort too ambitious, no principle too sacred to violate. But no matter what I did, it still wasn't enough. Everything I had done to secure my victory had led to a resounding, humiliating defeat. A defeat at the hands of my own brother, who, despite his unfortunate upbringing, had grown into someone strong and true. I envied him for that. But perhaps I should have known all along that a mere product could never hope to have a real, genuine purpose. The whole predicament would have been worth a laugh had it not been so deeply painful. Why am I here? What is my reason for being? Who am I?
You are who you are. I don't see what you've done or haven't done, what you possess or what you lack, because none of those are what make you exist as a person. Just to me, being is what makes a human a human.
Such nonsense.
I am liking this aspect we've got going on here in Reverie. The idea that we're essentially going to properly deconstruct Rufus and have a look at his character. I like that.
I thought you weren't planning to sleep out here. I'm unsure if dolls are capable of catching colds, but I believe you've taken in the stars enough for one night.
Oh, off we head to Crossbell. Sneaky, sneaky. Right into the city? Okay. March 19th. Are you all prepared? Ready to go anytime? We're good at this stuff. I don't know what we're preparing for, but I'll give it my best. Our interests will be best served if you say nothing at all. Okay then. I'm gonna make a landing. Oh, here we are. Crossbell Airport. Where was all this then? Halt! Are you authorized to be here? Your Excellency! Well, yeah, of course, he could do that, couldn't he? I'd forgotten that aspect, he could just dress the same. What is the meaning of this? You stand in the presence of our Supreme Leader. We informed you in advance of our arrival. Why were you not ready and waiting? Our deepest apologies. There's no need to be quite so harsh. These are good men. This airport has only been under their jurisdiction for a few days. It takes time to adjust to new responsibilities. You are merciful, Your Excellency. We will ready a car for you at once. No need. I've arranged for one personally, so remain here and continue your duties. Yes, Your Excellency. I wonder if I can keep this costume, because I'm thinking thumbnails. Because obviously in future I'm going to want to put Rufus in the thumbnail depending on what happens in the story. But I don't want to give away the fact that he's C to anyone who hasn't played it yet. So I could just put him in a different costume and they'd be none the wiser because they'd just see Rufus. And not connect the dots because you're not going to connect the dots until you've played it. Simple as that. What a bizarre experience. Not everyone gets to be their own imposter. It's hilarious. Good on you for thinking it up, boss. Well, I wasn't lying about them being good. It won't be long before they learn the truth from their superiors and come after us. We shouldn't remain in the city any longer than is needed. Can't hurt to scope out the place first though, right? I suppose. We'll have to make it a brief tour before continuing on for the Mines Mountain Path. Does part of scoping out mean inspecting all the restaurants? That's gonna have to wait till next time. Nope, he swapped back. See, I can't do that. I need a different costume. Alright, I got this stuff from Jingo. What is it? A farewell gift, apparently. Oh. Yay. What? Does she think we're off on a picnic or something? What's a picnic? You are too darn cute, LP. No point looking a gift horse in the mouth. Let's use it. We'll look like tourists or something. Good for camo. Indeed. I'll leave its use to your discretion. Just try not to stand out too much. Got it. It might be nice to take a breather every now and again. Swin and Nadia can now fish. Rufus is now in stealth mode. Rufus will move about the city in stealth mode due to Ramda's functionality. Note that when Rufus is the party leader in town, he cannot be seen by others or use shops. Ah. Right, let's see if we can actually speak. You don't see passenger trains run through here anymore. There was a time when you'd see all kinds of trains coming and going. Hope those days aren't gone for good. So I wonder what happens if we speak to him with someone else. Same again, just looks directly at you. Very well.
Ready?
Very well.
It's me!
All right.
Let's see here though, costume wise, because again, if I'm using thumbnails in future, we don't want that. I mean, it's very, very plain, but it's like I want something like that, but different. That's the only thing. I like the camouflage there because it just hides the fact she's a doll. It's that kind of thing. I want the camouflage, but not literally stealth camouflage. I just want him to look slightly different, but still have some kind of style, not just a shirt. It needs something else going on, something special, something lovely. Something lovely. Anyway. This road leads to Crossbell City. Stay on guard. Who are you saying that to?
Very well.
So they do say the same. It's just very strange when they're not saying it to anyone.
I'll take care of
They're
it.
just saying it out loud. Very weird. Very weird. The geofront entrance is locked. So the question is, can we do the full rounds?
So, where should we start our search? The administrative district? Could be flying a little too close to the sun. But then again, sometimes that's what you gotta do to nab something juicy.
Very astute. Indeed, the higher the risk, the greater the reward.
I don't see why we shouldn't go there at some point, personally.
And straight away I'm thinking, let's go to the SSS building. The door is locked. Huh? This is... Precisely. And seeing as it appears to be vacant, we'd best be on our way. Can we go to every location, though? I'm wondering what we're limited to. So what happens at the shop, then? I can't afford to have my cover blown. Best to allow the others to do business on my behalf.
Very well.
Look at those people kissing the Supreme Leader's supreme ass. Hard to believe nearly everyone's falling for that nonsense. There's gotta be more to it, but I'd rather stay the hell out of it and keep my hands clean. Very well, very well. Let's go around as...
Ready?
Swin for now? Just make things easier. Meow. Aw, you worried about me? It's okay, Daddy's at work and Mummy's in Michelin, so she can't come home yet. I know it's scary since the city's acting all weird. You gotta keep tough though. Be as tough as can be. The SSS isn't sad just because things are scary, right? So we can't get sad either. Let's keep smiling, copy. Besides, I got you with me. That's reason enough to smile. We got this. Meow indeed. Meow indeed. Alright, let's see how everyone else is. Don't know how I feel about plans to unify the continent by force. Sounds a little too close to what Dieter Croy tried. Never mind, I shouldn't have said that. The Supreme Leader's a true man of means who knows how to get things done. I've got nothing to worry about so long as he's the one leading us. I just know it. They're listening to me right now. The Supreme Leader is a true man of means who knows how to get things done. Got nothing to worry about as long as he's the one leading us. The flags around, look. Oh dear. Oh dear, well, they're banners. Haas is still here though. How is Haas dealing with all this? I'm a bit worried about him. Our supreme leader is going to help us achieve true independence at long last. I just know it. No, Horse, no. As long as he's guiding us, I can hand out these balloons with pride. Oh, well, I suppose he's really just bothered about the balloons, isn't he? As long as it's yep, the balloons. I'm stuck. What the? That was weird. The United Nations of Crossbell? United nothing. Ain't no way you can achieve peace by forcing other nations onto you. Then again, I think the Supreme Leader might actually be able to do it. No, I'm not getting duped by that blondie. Am I? Oh, that was different. How does he not get that all he's done is hurt us? Oh dear. Right, I've lost sense of where I am with these people now. Should go around this way. Where did the other guy go? Oh, he's wandering around over there. What's this strange feeling I'm getting? Am I just imagining things? I better keep sharp. Oh, you're already plenty sharp. Indeed. The security here is too heavy for my liking. We'll have to find some other way to get to the mine's mountain path. Like that. So we can't go in every direction. Red exclamation over there. Looks like we can go that way, though. Down to East Street. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Rufus is just the dreamiest. And that dark red cloak over that hot white military uniform, delish! I almost thought she was talking about you. It's flattering enough to be me, but no. Tisk. That's Supreme Leader Rufus to you. Wouldn't want to go disrespecting our man's new title. But you're totally right. Just one look at him has me burning up. Oh dear. Oh dear. So who we got in here? Crap, can't believe we're out of herbs. We import ours, so we're sitting ducks right now. We can't get more. But wait, what if we use that plant monster from the other day's hearty powder? Oh, that might add just the flavor we need. And if we mix it with that green liquid, yeah, it'll be amazing. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear any of that. Using parts of a monster I'm cool with, but green liquid? What does that even mean? I'd rather not eat here. Alright, time to experiment a little. I'll start boiling the green liquid. What is it? I don't want to know. Sip. The Crossbell Times got balls of steel. Even now, they're still publishing what they please. To be honest, the new Supreme Leader's ratings are higher than I was expecting. Doesn't matter what anyone says, I'm not buying his hooey. Now yes, his speed did move me some, but I'm not one to get swept up by the current. Very well. It's like a mix of people. Salteo and No are both trying to find something that only they can do right now. I'm truly happy with how dependable they've become. My only concern is related to their cooking. Their ingredients have been getting stranger and stranger. They've both improved leaps and bounds, so it's not their flavor that's the problem. But if a customer asks what something's made of and they give an honest answer, that won't be good for business. Notice that they have improved leaps and bounds. Flavor no problem. Yeah, bad for business. Let's get some hamburger steak going. And then head on up and see what's going on up here. I know this city's in rough shape now, but the delicious calm here helps to calm my nerves. I think I might go for another, actually. What has happened to the people of Crossbell? What has happened to them? It's a dark, dark day for Crossbell. A dark day. Alright, what we got going on in here? If the United Nation of Crossbell comes to pass, that would also mean that the Chancellor's ambitions came true. Maybe I should consider becoming an official Crossbellan. No. I never thought Crossbell would find itself isolated from the rest of Zemuria all over again. We became independent, were forced into being an imperial province, and now, at this point, I may as well get used to it. I've only got a handful of trade routes in Crossbell that'll help me scrape together enough products to sell. It's hit and miss on who has more dialogue or not. I wonder if Pearl is doing alright in America. Janetta's been acting kinda strange. Patiri was supposed to be due back soon and everything. Just how long will we have to put up with this? Indeed. I don't know how I can ever thank you. Even if it was only temporary, I didn't think I'd ever get hired as your vice manager. Please, as far as I'm concerned, I get to borrow incredibly talented workers' abilities. Times are difficult for us right now, so may we combine our wisdom and get through it as a team. Thank you, sir. Whatever you need, I'll be here to help. I'd never have been hired if this place's only concern was turning a profit. I'm nothing if not grateful. I need to ensure my staff's mental health is hanging in there. Tensions have been high between those in opposition to the Supreme Leader and those in support of him. Yeah, but who's on which side? Janetta usually doesn't care much about politics and the like. It's what makes her obsession with the Supreme Leader very unusual, to put it mildly. I'm getting depressed at just the thought of going home. Oh dear. This was supposed to be the start of our happy life together, but all she talks about is Supreme Leader Rufus. I'm getting depressed at the thought of going home. Oh dear, mate. Let's get all these. Good, good, good. Anything interesting on the bookshelves? Something about garden, railroad. Still no woo baby though. Still no woo baby. Just why is Southwark so against the Supreme Leader? There's no one out there who's thinking of our future more than that wonderful man. Whatever, I guess. I'll just keep chipping away at him at home until he agrees. Oh dear. It could destroy any potential relationship you have building in the future. Am I the only one who finds the whole United Nation of Crossbell idea kind of suffocating? I don't really care if someone holds enough power to deter war for this world. My concern will always be the world of fashion and entertainment. So long as he doesn't touch those, I'm good. Well, you've got your priorities, I guess. I'm so done with leaders of countries or whatever popping up to take over places they got no business taking over. But if the continent unifies under Crossbell, well, war as we know it would be gone, wouldn't it? We'd be able to live in peace for pretty much forever. Maybe the new Supreme Leader's idea isn't so bad after all. Oh no. That was different. If we can unite the continent the way the Supreme Leader says, maybe this whole thing isn't such a bad idea after all. We could finally gain a true peace. What a gang! Businesses in Crossbell are permitted to operate still, so I've been able to reach out to our head office and all. But it's been rough not being able to talk to my parents in Le Mans. Just how long is this going to keep going on for? Cut me some slack, darn it. Oh dear. Here we are in a situation like this. Again. Still, I haven't given up on Crossbell regaining its independence through peaceful measures. This city has overcome the odds more than a few times before. Let the die be cast as it may, we'll stand back up as many times as we need. The city has overcome the odds more than a few times before. Die cast, cool. And we were so close to achieving our independence and returning to peace. The United Nation that the new Supreme Leader speaks of will do nothing but light the fuses of war. It mustn't be allowed. So then, why do I not feel the slightest urge to criticize his words and actions? My word, I must be getting up there in my years. I don't want to accept the Supreme Leader's position, but I also can't work up the energy to criticize him. My word, I must be getting up there in the years. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, so one more shop to check in this area, isn't there? And then we're good. Gentin. Let's check with you first. I get the feeling most of the citizens approve of what Rufus Alburet is doing, but me, I couldn't be more opposed to it. Though I'll admit that when I think of that dancer at the end of the big speech, my mind starts to fade out. Oh, what am I thinking? Maybe all the long hours I've been putting in since the end of the war are catching up to me. You know, I'm always asking a lot out of Wendy and Chaco. Times are tough enough as it is. I think I'll send them home early once we close up shop today and take care of the office work myself. Oh. I've had my eye on the latest vacuum cleaner from the Zeiss Central Factory. I was finally going to pick one up, but it turns out they're sold out of it here. And with the current situation in the state, there's no telling when they'll get more in stock. Talk about bad luck. Oh yes, bad luck indeed. If only I'd made up my mind sooner, I might have gotten one in time. Oh well, what's done is done, and now I just have to be patient. This whole lockdown preventing us from leaving the city reminds me of when we were the independent state of Crossbell. It's still a big urban city, so it could be worse, but still. Hard to deny that it feels like a noose is tightening around the city. Oh, a rope donut. This whole lockdown... No. Yep, same again. Right. Doesn't seem to be anyone upstairs from what I can see on the map, so... We haven't exactly had a lot of customers coming through the door lately. I wonder how much longer this occupation is going to drag on. I hope it ends soon. At the very least, hope this doesn't lead to another war. We need to do whatever we can to avoid that. That's why the other countries should just surrender to us already. That way we won't have any more. Huh? What in the world was I just saying now? Maybe it was my imagination. Oh dear. Is it just me, or was I saying something really weird just a minute ago? Maybe it was just my imagination. Yeah, maybe. Hi, welcome to... Oh! It's not often we have kids your age come in by themselves. Just between you and me, if you're the good kids I think you are, you should stay home where it's safe right now. I don't know what the deal is with that Rufus guy's speeches. They keep playing on the monitor cars around... down. I assume you meant town, but okay. But they seem to be brainwashing people into following his every word. Be careful. Anyway, if you kids get into any trouble, I'll try to help you the best I can. I know some good people, and I'm sure we can find a way to help you, even if we have to keep it on the town low. My, how generous. We'll keep that in mind. She's friendly, isn't she? And well connected if she knows people who are working underground. Chaco has started to say some really bizarre things lately. I don't know what's gotten into her head, but it's not good, that's for sure. Yeah, it seems to be a common theme throughout. It's like most people are opposed, but they just dismiss it. Which is very, very interesting in how this is being approached. But we'll actually use this as a place to end this part, and in the next part we'll see about going to East Street. And we couldn't go to the entertainment district, and the admin district has a red exclamation, but it's got guards in the way, so I don't want to go that way yet, but I don't know what's going to happen if we go to East or West Street. We'll find out at the start of the next part. Ta-da for now.